What's up, nurslings? Dr. Squeech here, and today we're going to be talking about the autonomic nervous system, and we're going to break it down into what happens when you stimulate and block the sympathetic and parasympathetic. So, yes, this is A&P. However, when we talk about different classes of medications, specifically cardiac, respiratory, and even some of the anticholinergic side effects of a lot of different medications, you kind of have to know what's going to happen when you are stimulating or blocking either one of these parts of the autonomic nervous system. So I love making a table or a chart out of anything that I possibly can, because again, I am a visual person. So I've broken this down. Sympathetic is anything adrenergic. Adrenergic pertains to the types of receptors in that part of the nervous system. The parasympathetic is the cholinergic receptors. So what we're going to talk about is what happens when you stimulate or block each one of these nervous systems. And there are a lot of different things that we can talk about, but we're really only going to focus on the heart rate, the blood pressure, the respiratory rate, the GI system, and the GU system. There are a lot more. There's uterine contractions, there's salivation, pupillary constriction or dilation, but we're going to focus mainly on these for our purposes. So the sympathetic nervous system is our fight or flight. That is going to be everything gets super excited. We get super strong for a little bit of time because we have to do things. We have to either fight something off or run away. The way I remember that one is S is stress. The parasympathetic nervous system is our rest and digest. It's kind of the chilling out, just maintaining nervous system. And the way I remember that one is P is peace. So when you think about you get stressed out, you have an adrenaline rush. Think about what has to happen. You got to be able to move, you got to be able to see, and you got to be able to do whatever you have to do to either run away or fight. So your heart rate is going to have to increase. Your blood pressure and respiratory rate are also going to have to increase. Your body at this point is not really concerned about GI and GU because they are non-vital functions. So those two functions are going to slow down. The way I remember this one is vitals up, guts down, okay? So when we stimulate that, this is what happens. So logic would tell us that when we block that same nervous system, the opposite happens. So when you block the sympathetic nervous system, vitals are going to slow down. Now we're very concerned about digestion and urination. So the GI and GU system will then pick up. If we shift over to the parasympathetic nervous system, when you stimulate that, this is our chill out, okay? This is our rest and digest. So I'm not concerned about having a super high blood pressure, a super high respiratory rate, and my heart rate doesn't have to be very high. So all of those are going to slow down. And at that point, I'm concerned about digestion and urination. So those systems are perfectly stimulated and working just fine. Again, logic tells us if we know what happens when we stimulate one nervous system, the opposite happens when you block it. But I want you to pay attention to these correlations. Look what happens when we block the sympathetic nervous system and stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. The same thing. The reason I say this is because a lot of our medications have what are called anticholinergic side effects. And if you look, blocking the cholinergic side causes vitals up and guts down, right? It's the same thing that happens when you stimulate the sympathetic nervous system. It's just a different part of the nervous system. It's different receptors. So the way I remember the anticholinergic side effects is that that's vitals up and guts down. We're going to get into the sympathetic specifically with the alpha and beta receptors here in a little bit, but let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions. Thanks. Bye.